Yeah, here we are. As you can see, reinforce some of the colours again. Open up that space there for the crest, you know, which is going to come up this way. And basically we're just going to start adding those other inspirational little colours that I developed for the eye areas, okay? And you're nearing the end of it now. I mean, you could almost finish it off yourselves, really. Because you can see, okay, this is the light yellow. Cadmium yellow light, as you can see. We're using the small round brush again. We're back down to number 3 this time. Anything, you know, small, 2, 3 or 4. Something that you're able to manage, depending on the size of your canvas. Okay, nice mixture there, a bit of water. Twisting the brush to get a more precise point. And then on the inside of the cadmium yellow deep, you're going to put your little yellow highlight, okay? Can you see that? On each one. Quite close to the center. Well, exactly, you're hugging the line of the center of the eye, okay? And this is another step towards it as well. You'll be saying, oh my god, yeah, well, I can see this really lifts it. Now I can understand what you were talking about. Doesn't matter if you go over the beak, you can reshape the beak, just get your line in first. The dark will go over the light yellow, no problem. Same here, coming out of the painting room. Remember, it's bigger than your canvas. Coming out here, hugging it. Hopefully you can see it, probably in the way, but you can see the way we're building it up all the way around. Coming in here as well. You see we put in the extra eye there as well. Just grand there for the moment. It's perfect. It's just going to fit in there a little bit. It's still a bit wet, but it's just to show you the effect. This orange in the center, which we'll have to do. Same here then. Do it upside down then. You see, it's easier again. You don't have to be an acrobat or a circus performer. You just have to turn the painting upside down to get in that yellow line. Just to highlight it, you know. It's a famous German artist, Basilist is his name, I think. Paints everything upside down. He actually paints the pictures upside down. Portraits are a speciality, and he paints it upside down. It's obviously, you know, turning the world upside down, giving you an upside down version of this people, the way he looks at the world, the way he looks at his people through his portraits. He's world famous. His paintings are worth a fortune. So maybe we'll try this. Peacocks upside down. See if we can sell them for millions. Okay, I don't think so. No. Okay. There we go. The yellow's nearly finished. Just coming around. You'll see the little light, the highlights. Just started doing them upside down, so you know, continued on. We don't have to do that last one there because it's out of the painting. But we do this little fella here, okay? Get him in. All the way there. We can reinforce. These lines are going to be reinforced anyway. You know, when I finish off more or less what you have to do, and then it's up to yourself to go ahead. Well, I always reinforce everything, go back over it, varnish it, and then I put it up on the WhatsApp group so as you can see the finished painting itself. But I think that's the yellows in there, the light yellow. Okay, we're just cleaning that off again. And we're going to have the turquoise next. Here's the turquoise. Do you remember the bright aqua green? There it is there. Okay. And we're going to have a little line of this as well, which is really nice. It sets off against the green, and it's on the lower part, and it gives it another little dimension coming in there. Can you see that? That's why I didn't bother going over those greens. And then you can come in here. We're going to see it peeping in there. It's going to be a continuation here, going around that a little V. You can see now each one is more or less the same technique. Just to get another little inspirational colour in there that gives another little flip of that eye. You know, it almost makes it move in a certain sense. Coming around there, I'm going to do them all for you to finish it off so you'll see it. Around there. down there as well. And when it dries now, it's a different colour. It's quite similar to the light permanent blue, but when it dries, you'll see the difference. And when the green is, we'll reinforce a little bit of green around it as well. And then to finish off everything, you know, I go around all the lines then myself. Again, I go over them again to reinforce them. Okay, we're coming in there. It all varies, you know, it all varies. If you hit off the head of the peacock, don't worry, you go over that again. You probably will have to go over these. You can see this slightly fading as I go around, but that's the nature of certain colours anyway. I'm just doing it so that you can see it all. Okay, we'd only get a little bit in there, but then this guy comes into play here because it's at the bottom of it, you see? So there is another little inspiration colour that's added to that, which is nice. Okay, you can see that, see all those ones there? Cool, happy with those. Then the next tiny little bit that we do is a little bit of the blue, the cobalt blue. And all it is, in the upper part of the orange centre, it's just a little stroke within that, almost like a little triangle. Almost like a little triangle. If you go too heavy on it, doesn't matter, you can come back in with your orange again, just like me. Little stroke there at the outside, little stroke, almost just a little stroke will do it. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular, okay? A little stroke up there at the top as well. I'm just doing a little triangular. I'll put the orange back into that one so you'll see it. A little stroke there. And it gives that, it has simplified. If you look at the peacock colours, you'll see what I mean. I'm just simplifying the shape, but I'm just trying to get in those iridescent colours as well. Okay, just clean off my brush. I'll go over those again when I'm actually done finishing it off. I just want to break up that line just to show you, because that should be in the centre, do you see? There you go. Get in a little more of that orange there underneath. Same up here. This guy has to be in the centre of it. Okay, a little bit of centre there, and a little bit there on that side as well. They're all okay. We left one out, as you can see. Clean off the brush. Go back to it. All these little details are going to take time, so don't rush them, okay? You get all those little eyes in the centre, okay? You build up your turquoise greens. And then while we're here, then we're just going to see, excuse me, that's dry. Nice and dry. So the idea is we're going to just show you his crest, okay? There'll be two connecting lines going into the top of his head. We can use that one as well, so there's not too many lines, okay? And it's sort of like a cube shape. I'm just trying a rectangular shape that goes in at the bottom, like a half bucket shape, you could call it. See the way it narrows down there at the bottom, and it gets a little bit wider at the top. And then the idea then is we do one up here as well, slightly bigger, coming up there again, taller again, going across like that, and the lines will go outside that. And what we're going to do is, while I have you here now, I'll just show you, because this will be the finishing part of it. We're going to fill in this area here. You probably will have to fill it in once or twice I'd say. And you can see why I got rid of the little eye from that area, because it would have been a bit too busy. But the one up there is fine, because that's outside of the area. Okay, and you'll see the way it takes shape. You can build this up quite thick, quite impasto or textured, because you're going to have that nice thick effect, which if you look at any of my originals on Fine Art America on my own site of the peacock, you'll see the crest shapes that I've simplified here, and the eye and the beak, and maybe this part here as well, the cobalt blue. They're all built up, they're textured. This part here is textured, remember that? Not the light blue. The beak and the eye, and then the two motifs which make up the crest. They're textured quite a lot to make them stand out, okay? Then what we do then is get a little, I just wanted to clean that brush as well. Moving off center there with that, we're going to actually do the line blue that connects them. And then we do a very thin line either side. That was just kind of, there you go, and this line coming in there. Don't worry about your pastel. All these lines are helpful. That was just to guide us, okay? And rather than going for your flat brush to delineate these, we're going to use the same thin brush, because we don't want these to stand out too much. The crown of the peacock, it's just it's a stylized form of it. And we go around, I'm going around on the inside just to make them a tiny bit smaller. Coming in there like that, okay? This will have to be renewed as well, or reinforced I should say. I'm using my non-dominant hand again to, see, it's supporting my arm there. All these little techniques help. Okay, and then either side we're going to do a little bit of deep colour there, but you'll only see the effects of when it's dry. Okay, and across the top there as well. Okay. Coming in there as well on that. Coming up there a little bit just to keep that line straight as possible. Then on the inside there as well, coming down. The blue is a bit wet still underneath, that's why we're not getting the full force of our mixture, but don't worry, we will. Okay, and then the little line either side. Coming in there. And in there. You get those lines. Now can you see the idea? You see that lovely crest they have, our crown, that's going to be on top, obviously. And when that dries, I'll reinforce it. And then the idea is we go around and we just make our lines where we think they have to be thickened or thinned. That's what we do, okay? Until we're happy with it. And basically, that is your peacock. You know, there's nothing else really that you do. We put a little more texture into these greens here as well. But what we do then is we have to go around, build up our deep yellows, our light yellows, our aqua greens, our light permanent greens, build them all up to get a nice strong vibrancy in it. And then when you finish that, just put texture, more blue into this, texture into this part of the peacock body, texture into the beak, texture into the eye, and texture into the two crests. And when I finish all that, which it takes a while to do, I'll put that up on the WhatsApp group. And then when all is finished, I forgot to mention, then we go around and we do all the delineations again to make sure the lines are really strong. And that's it basically. So I'll upload it onto YouTube and then onto my website, and give it likes, you know, when you see it, and share it amongst your friends, and the more people that see it, the better. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You can have another cup of tea and enjoy yourselves. Take care until the next time. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.